What is going on? What the hell? Okay, I don't know what this thing's doing. It's being stupid. Alright, let's see. Let's fix this. There we are. Oh my god. I don't know what that was about. It is a thing. It was loading for some reason. But yeah, we are here. How's it going? Everybody, how are you guys? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully everybody's doing good. It is Thursday. And yeah, as Grim says, it's vlog day. Yeah, it's weird that I moved it to Thursday and he does his on Thursday. I wasn't meaning to copy it. It just kind of happened that way, especially since we've been doing Wolf Bite on Wednesdays and all that kind of thing. So it is what it is. How's everybody doing? I'm going to do some quickie guys that joined the stream really early on, and I appreciate you guys for being here. Cody Vogler. Cody Vogler. There you go. James Rivera. Dude, I'm not doing good. Voca. Actually, I've never seen how you pronounce that name. Alrighty, either way. Then we got Tolamak. How you doing, man? I know you're out of the UK. A couple of you folks are here in the States. So yeah. Vogler. Oh, okay. Cool. Much appreciated, man. Seriously, thank you. Because I am terrible with names to begin with. Like, I have a horrible name. Like, my actual real name is, like, horrible to pronounce. It's annoying to pronounce. So I understand, like, the whole trauma that it is, people messing up your name. In junior high, I had a gym teacher that instead of saying my name was because he refused to learn how to pronounce my first name, and he couldn't pronounce my middle name, or not my middle name, my last name. Sometimes they would just name me by middle name because I was the only one that could actually pronounce. So I understand, like, the whole thing. Hopefully you haven't gone through that much, but either way, yeah, welcome. Nobody ever gets it right. Oh, okay, I feel a little bit better because if everybody gets it right and I'm like the only jackass that didn't, I'd be like, sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. In the most sincerest way possible. Alrighty. So yeah, vlog time. If you guys saw, the name is They'd Be Getting Dry, and I will get to that during the advocacy portion of this stream. But first, we're going to jump into some what I've been vaping type situation. So let's hit that bumper. All right, so not much has changed over the last couple days. I will say I did get a good friend of mine let me borrow this thing, and I'm checking it out. It is from Immortal Mods. It is called the Atom. Check that out. The thing is, it's trippy. It's kind of like the grip, but not exactly. And yeah, I don't know. Like, okay, here's like the actual grip. And it's like a little bit shorter. But other than that, it's just it's a trippy little mod. It's a 21-700, so it hits. And in the passage, because that's what I got on top of the passage, and I need to change that to DHD drip tip. If you guys know, the name that Grim gave it was Sparkly Maple. Yeah, there it goes. There it goes, Sparkly Maple. But I need to switch it out for what is it? Dat Goldo. And in that, I have Velez somewhere around here. I didn't even, the bottle's still probably in my backpack because I just got home from work not too long ago. What else? Next, still got rocking that billet box type situation there. I need to get a proper drip tip, and I want to get some brand new doors for this guy. I want to get one where you can actually see the damn DNA chip, so I could actually see what it's reading at and stuff instead of having to open it whenever I need to check it, or the battery life at least. Then next we are gonna go, and that is also Velez. Just I'm rocking Velez and a bunch of stuff. I don't normally do that. I don't rock like the same juice in a bunch of different things, but at Velez, something about it is just getting to me, man. Next it's the Undead, the KV edition with the CS wood doors and paint job and all that kind of thing. On top of that is the Citadel from Cyclone Mods, and in that I have Tropica, which is still pretty good. Okay, cool. I mean, dude, you still have time. You got like Cody. You have a month. Well, roughly 2-3 weeks. Exact 20 days. You got 20 days, man. You can do it. I believe in you. Like me and my wife just did our shopping yesterday. We got everything. We stayed on budget, which was even better. We stayed below budget, which we were happy with. So we got everything we needed to get and all that kind of thing. We tend to be like that weird couple that likes to give people handmade shit. So, you know, if we're like very like with family and stuff like that, that's what we do, is all that kind of thing. But we got all our shopping done yesterday. We still got like maybe two things left for today, but the majority of it is done. My wife even went as far as to like wrap it all up and put it up, and it's just ready to go. So we're ready to rock and roll. So the next 20 days, it is what it is. 808 Kevin, how you doing? Joshua Apathy Miller, what up? What else did I want to do? Oh yeah, this guy right here. This is the Spade from Vicious Ants. On top of that is the Phenom, and in that I got some of that rescued Benthol, because I like mints, but mints don't like me. What up, Rackley? How you doing, brother? Alrighty. Okay, so that was the what I've been vaping portion. We are just jamming along through this thing. All right, so let's do beer time. Let's do some beer. All right, so for today's selection, it's still part of the What My Daughter Picked Out For Me because they're cute series. This is Artsy Tartsy from Lakewood Brewing. It is a black currant. It says juicy, tart, and fruity. And it looks like that's pretty much like all the description they have. It says enjoy it at 40 degrees. It is a 4.6% by volume, or ABV. Trying to see if there's any more information. As much as I want to pull up information on the internet, I really don't want to deal with my stream crashing and all that kind of shit. Ebby Vapes, how you doing? All right, so here is the can. Lakewood Brewing, Artsy Tartsy. Very, very nice stuff right there. So, all right, let's give this guy a little pour. Got my glass right here. Just pulled it out of the fridge. So, ooh, look at that. It's a nice little pink, reddish color. It's got a little bit of a effervescence. I don't know. Really digging that color. It looks like it's gonna be delicious. Newcastle Brown Ale. Dude, that's not a bad brew, honestly. I've tried Newcastle. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, it does actually look like Moscato. This is good. It's good. I hope it's even like slightly sweet. That'll be cool. Okay. Dude, Moscato can get you fucked up. So, here's the thing. Never knock down girly drinks. They might sound fruity. They might have like the weirdest name possible. But if you want to get really trashed, get you the like most girliest drink you can find, and it will most likely get you fucked up really fast because it's a lot of alcohol and it's a lot of sugar, and those two combinations will just get you fucked up. Just remember, drink a lot of water and you might have a hangover the next day. Who knows? All right, let's see. Let's give this a try. Oh my god. Okay, so it's like a step above a wine cooler. Like some Bartles and James wine coolers. It's like a step above that. It's not as sweet, but it has like that nice like a very pale beer kind of thing going. But it's very like fruity all at the same time. So it is kind of like a Moscato if you added like a very blonde beer on top of it. It's really what it really tastes like. That's crazy. Almost reminds me of like a raspberry soda or something. It's so weird. All right, we're gonna go with this guy. And here I have Harambe from 12 Monkeys. And we'll see how this goes as the pairing. Like I said, it's just reminding me straight up of a less sweet wine cooler. It's still got like a nice sweetness to it. You could taste like the raspberries or some kind of like, it's a black currant. So I guess that's what I'm tasting. It's black currant. I've never had black currant. I know I should try it at some point, but I've never actually had them in real life. I've vaped them here and there in a couple of things. It's already making me burp. That's a good sign. But I've not actually tried it like a black currant jam or jelly, whatever you want to call it, or preserve. So I don't have like a real, what's it called? Reference. Yeah, I don't have a real reference. It's kind of like dragon fruit. I've never actually had real dragon fruit, and I've tried making dragon fruit flavored e-liquids before. I've tried Dragon Shake from Deep Cut. Seriously, go check it out. Really good stuff. But I don't know what a real dragon fruit tastes like, and I feel like at this point in my life, if I try it out, I'm gonna be very disappointed because I've tried a bunch of e-liquids and things that taste like it. Yeah, our folks over in the UK might know. Like, yeah, I think it's probably like a Concord grape because I mean, it's like a very dark grape. But I know like the UK folks love that stuff, at least from what I've heard. All right, let's give this a try. Got Harambe and this guy right here. Give this a shot. Yeah, see, that brought out a little bit more of the sweetness in the beer itself. It brought even like the alcohol-y taste a little bit down. It's got more like a grapefruit juice at this point. And not bad. That's not bad. I'll say that much. That's not bad. We're gonna try the Tropica. See how this goes over here. That brought out a little bit more of the sour in the beer, which actually I like it a little bit more. Honestly, I like that more. It brought out the sourness in the beer, and I mean, it's called artsy tartsy, so I'm assuming there's some sour to it, but I wasn't tasting it before. And with that pairing, it fully brought out the sourness in it. It's very like tart at that point, like some sweet tarts or some shit like that. All right. Black Vine from Rockford Project. Awesome. If I ever get to go to the UK, I might try it. I don't know. I don't know if we get Rockford. Yeah. I don't think we get their e-liquids out here. I might have to check some of the distros that I am involved with and see what they can tell me. This is about Les, by the way. Oh, that was pretty good too. It's very sweet, very sour, all at the same time. You get this very punchy fruit, like just it's really good. Really dig that last one. That's the pairing right there, Valez. So get you some Valez, get you some of this, and you'll be set for the evening. Well, at least for the one drink. Unless you get a sixer, I think these come in. Yeah, these come in sixers. I'm trying to remember because I buy my beer, the place where I get my beer, I could actually get individuals, so I could get like a mix and match sixer. And to me, it comes off better because I like beer as much as I like beer. I really don't drink much anymore. This is like my one beer a week type of situation. And beyond that, I really don't really partake all that much anymore. That's what my 20s and, well, yeah, that's what my entire 20s were for. I mean, shit, from the age of 20 to about 28, 27, it's mostly a drunken, like, just haze. All right, cool. Okay, cool. No, yeah, dude, that's like the coolest way to buy beer because you could try out a bunch of different stuff. And you get to try a bunch of different stuff, and if you don't like something, you're not stuck with a whole sixer of it. If you like it, you could always go buy and actually buy the whole pack. It's one of those things. Like there was one IPA I tried. I'll be honest, I am not a fan of IPAs. There's a couple I've found that are pretty good that I enjoyed, but that is very rare and far in between. Like I could do ales, I could do stouts, I can do pilsners. What else? Or pills? I don't know what the fuck. Brown ales. I'm trying to think. Triples. I like imperial stouts. That's like my jam. Porters aren't too bad, but just like IPAs are not my thing. They're just really. It's very rare, but it was for a vlog. I was trying to like get a beer, and I didn't really want to drive to the place I normally go to. I had another place a lot closer. I got a sixer of this IPA, and up until 2 weeks ago, and I think I had them for almost over a year, and up until like 2 weeks ago, I was just like, these have been sitting in the fridge for way too long. They're probably not even good anymore. And even my brother like took one and drank it, and he's like, why the fuck would anybody drink this? I was like, I don't know, some people like it. It's like straight up tastes like just full on, yeah. Oh, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, I could see that being a thing. Brewing your own beer and then having to stop because you're drinking too much. I could see that. That makes for a very interesting situation. All right, so we have our beer. We have all the things. We did some shout outs. Again, guys, thank you for joining me and all that kind of thing. All right, where was I? All right, let's hit that news and advocacy bumper. All right, so news, advocacy, all that kind of situation. You guys know the spiel at this point. Call your reps, let them know, email them, write them letters. Honestly, it's something that they actually physically have to open and look at. It's not something that just gets to go into like a spam box somewhere. Twitter right now has become like our biggest ally when it comes to doing all this. That was a good burp. What's it called? Twitter has become like our best means of getting a hold of people, letting them know what's up, getting our message across. It's still one of those weird things of like, yes, like I wish we could be a lot more in your face and more aggressive to show our frustration and how we actually truly feel about stuff. But in our culture here in the US, at least, it doesn't even work that way anymore. It's very frustrating on how we've become this society that we have to be so uber polite that even being PC isn't PC anymore. It's one of those things of like, it's such an asinine idea, but it is what it is. And just remember that we have to be as cordial as possible and get our message across as like most educated as possible. Try to come off literate, and like double check, triple check what you're about to send, because this is somebody reading it, and if they look at it and they realize that you're kind of like not really on the level or something, they could be like, well, they're just kind of an idiot. And I mean, they're already blowing off, like the World College of Physicians, the CDC already blew them off, saying that this whole vaping is 97% safer than smoking thing. They already blew it off and said it's bull hunky. Like, they blew it off. And these are, they over there in the UK, they're doctors. They're actually doing the research. They've been doing it for the last 10 fucking years, but apparently that's not good enough. And even here in the US, our own research has said that vaping can be safer than smoking, but then they want to ignore their own fucking science. When Canada passed it last year, which right now they're dealing with the CBC trying to take it all back, saying, you know what, even though you guys had the research, the children are still going to, yeah, the children are getting into shit. They're always going to get into shit. I am so sorry that they're kids. That's just what they do. We did it as kids. Don't act like we didn't. I was a hellion as a fucking kid. At home, I was very respectful just because my dad could knock my teeth in if he wanted to. Because the dude is pretty hardcore. But, outside of home, I destroyed private property, public property. I did not give a fuck. I did some really horrible things, and I feel like an asshole for it. Yeah, I could imagine. There's Canada is, yeah. Kids will do stupid stuff all the time. And here's the thing, and I think I said this yesterday during the wolf bite. What trade-off would you rather have? Them getting into smoking or getting into vaping? It's one of those things. They're going to get into something one way or another. Whether it be drugs, whether it be alcohol, what have you. They're going to get into something. That's just one of those things. But you know what? As parents, we're here to educate the children we bring into this world. We are meant to raise them, not have the person across the street raise them for me. I don't need the governor to raise them for me. It's my responsibility in the end. I mean, it's one of those things that if I do not raise my child appropriately, and they go to school looking like crap and this like that, who the fuck gets in trouble in the end? Me. Like, why isn't that applicable to this? When all these parents start getting all up in arms, my child is vaping. Where the hell's the government stepping in on that one, talking about child abuse, neglect, and shit like that? I mean, seriously. It's part of the narrative that nobody wants to talk about. All right, so I got let me see. I got a total of 4 articles. Let me pull up chat real quick here. I'm gonna pop out the chat so I could keep it open on a separate window, and I can see what you guys are talking about. All right, but here, did I just close it? I just closed it, didn't I? Let me see. Your daughter started smoking in the summer, so I bought her a smoke nord. She turned 16 on Monday. And I mean, that's the thing. It's one of those things. Which one would you rather have them do? As a parent, personally, I'd rather they vape, but ultimately, I'd rather they did nothing. They did neither. But at the same time, we can only control so much. We're only around our children so much. Honestly, think about if you have a kid, how often are you around them? Are you between them being at school, you being at work, whatever things that need to be done throughout the day as an adult or as a child, if they have activities and stuff like that after school, how much of that are you really there for? On top of them hovering, being don't do that. You actually have to be able to trust your child that you've taught them well enough. It turns into, do you trust yourself in how you raise this person? I mean, my parents tried their damnedest. I'm not going to lie. I still got into shit, but they kept me straight. I mean, I could have turned out so much worse. I really could have turned out so much fucking worse based on where I come from. In high school, by the time I was in high school, 3 of my friends had already died, or 3 classmates had already died. One guy due to a bad drug deal because he was already in the neighborhood gang, and he did a bad drug deal with a undercover policeman. They tried covering it up, but And then in junior high, we had one guy die from ODing on inhalants. So it's one of those things. Kids will get into shit, and are you raising your kids well enough to where they're well-adjusted human beings within our society? But that's not really what everybody wants. All right, so here's the first article I have. Lung Association. This was published yesterday at 10:24 p.m. December 4th, and this is from WXYZ ABC Detroit. Lung Association to FDA. Eliminate false information on e-cigarettes. American Lung Association said on Wednesday that it is advocating to FDA to take action to reduce what it calls false claims that e-cigarettes are safe to alternative to smoking tobacco. American Lung Association has a campaign known as Quit Don't Switch, which encourages smokers to quit altogether rather than to switch to vaping. The American Lung Association says should not be considered a safer alternative to smoking tobacco. What's up, Michelle Lynn? And yes, children, their best influence in their lives are their friends, and it's how they're willing to take all their shit. All right, cool. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, like me, I actually come from a non-smoking family. The only member in my family, like immediate family I know of, is an uncle, and he did die from smoking. I mean, he died in the old country, so I really don't know the full details because medical records are garbage. Where my parents come from, like we don't even know our family bloodline or anything like that. We just know basically whatever oral history is given, and some of it sounds a little bit fishy. So, you don't know how much to trust. But it's one of those things you don't want to be that parent, that their children has to see them on their deathbed due to a preventable uh cause, or you don't want to be the parent seeing their child on their deathbed due to a preventable cause. It's one of those things of like, alrighty, so let me see, where was I? One of the biggest problems with e-cigarettes is that many people have switched to e-cigarettes believing it will help them quit tobacco products, which it doesn't, says Albert Rizzo, MD, American Lung Association Chief Medical Officer. Many of them become dual users, meaning they smoke cigarettes and then when they can and use vape devices at other times. Yes, that is true. Some do become dual users. Some actually manage to get off the stinkies and move on fully to vaping. At that point, partially is what your will is and have you found the right setup for you. For me, personally, it took forever to switch completely to vaping. It took 2 fucking years. And it's mostly because I was a direct lung smoker and I didn't even understand mouth to lung, direct lung, all that shit. I didn't even fucking know it yet. I just banged my glass. But I didn't know the difference. I didn't know what any of that meant. I just knew I was trying vaping. It did okay for me, but it wasn't really doing the best it could. And it's mostly because MTL setups were not really my thing. And we're talking like 2012 to 2014. Then when like the bigger sub-ohm tanks and stuff like that start coming out. I still remember the Kanger sub box. I got that kit. I tried the coil heads, kind of hated the coil heads, learned how to build, and that was it for me right there. That's what I needed right there. I was still vaping like 18 milligram at that point, which through a sub ohm tank sounds ridiculous. I don't even know how the fuck I was doing that, but I was. And eventually, like, my vape shop started cutting me back. Luckily, I remember when I was still vaping like 24s and I was using like the Nautilus Mini, and they looked at me like, "Hey, we know you use the 24s, but we're cutting you back." So they slowly started bringing me down. And eventually, I just started doing it myself. I remember when I was like, when I met my wife, I was still at 12 milligram, and I worked my way down to 9. Then I quickly jumped down to 6. Then I accidentally bought a bottle on 3, so I just kind of progressively went down. I dual used for 4 months, then found the Nautilus and I Taste VTR, got me off SIGs, and SIGs for good. Been 9 years since I had a SIG. Exactly. For me, it has been, what year are we in? It's been 5 years, so we're pretty. I'm like right behind you. But yeah, it's been some time for me since I've had a cigarette, and even then, like I've gotten to a point where like cigarettes are just disgusting. At work, since I work during the days and stuff like that, I actually have to go outside and to like the smokers area, and because usually when we worked overnight, I would just go sit out in front of the store because there's like no customers and things like that. But we actually have to go to the smoking area, and I don't mind the smokers because shit, it's a free country, do whatever the fuck you want. But I hate having to sit through that smell. I really do. I really can't stand it. It annoys me. It frustrates me. And I just kind of bear and grin it because, again, free country, do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life. Just don't tell me what the fuck to do with mine. Very simple. And that's one of those things of like, it does. I mean, it's one of those things like I feel like this Albert Rizzo guy really needs to get like his numbers straight a little bit, because how many people do we know, on a daily basis that we hang out in groups, do we hang out in chats and all that kind of thing, that are full vapors, that have gotten off cigarettes, that have been tobacco free for how fucking long now? That's awesome. You guys still have your Nautilus? I broke the glass on mine, so I kind of gave up on trying to like use it because I kept breaking the glass. I would love to have another one. I actually have the current K Fun. I don't have any of the older ones just because they are kind of a bit pricey, but I have that K Fun right there. That is the Q80 Fun Light with the, I think that's the dome glass or whatever it's called. Yeah, dude. 2012 was such a weird time. I know, like, sounds like James, you've been vaping for a little bit longer than me, but those are some weird, wild times. Cause shit, I still got to try out Silica Wicks, and I didn't even know about rebuildables, mostly because my vape shop was very kind, and like, I don't know, I haven't been there in a while. The last time I went, they were very iffy and just kind of and it's just been very off-putting ever going back to that shop. But when I first started going, they were really good about taking care of me, teaching me what I'm doing and this and that. Yep, CE4 tanks, dude. I had one of those. I had that. I had the EVOD tanks. You guys remember those from Kanger? Oh man, like that vape shop. I actually went there like 2-3 years ago, and they still had an El Cabron RDA at full price from like 2014, and I was like, bro, you guys are ridiculous. You want $70 for that thing? It's fucking old. But, you know, who knows? In a collector's market, it might sell. But other than that, I don't see that. Let me see. Rizzo said that e-cigarettes are having a negative effect on reducing smoking rates by introducing young people to smoking who might be attracted to the products. And here's the thing. I don't get this whole idea of it's going to make people go to smoking after trying vaping. It doesn't make sense, because here's the thing. We all started smoking with no flavors, right? Pretty much. Anybody that started smoking did not have flavors. Now that we have flavors, this retrains your brain into like liking flavors with nicotine over liking tar and nicotine, you know? So how would you want to go back to that? Like, that just makes no fucking sense. Like, I can't even vape tobaccos. I've tried a couple here and there, and just, no, I don't like it. I just don't, not my thing. I do know people that like tobaccos, and that's more for you, bro. You know, do what you do. Whatever gets you off of the cigarettes, you know? So he says, e-cigarettes have not been found to be safe and effective in helping smokers quit. Bullshit. Dr. Rizzo said they were designed to appeal to people who wanted to use something besides cigarettes or in addition to cigarettes. Instead of helping smokers quit, e-cigarettes have rapidly created another generation addicted to tobacco products by marketing products to appeal to kids and to kids, including flavored products like gummy bear, unicorn blood, bubblegum, and even apple juice. And yes, those flavors exist, but like it's one of those sad things, because even if you think about it, like the one product that's become an issue within the youth community, youths, because that's a very, to me, it's a very loose term. If you are legally considered an adult from the age of 18, if you could legally serve in our country's military from the age of 18 as an adult, if you can legally be tried as an adult in a court of law after the age of 18, you should be a fucking adult 18, or they should switch everything to 21. One or the other. I think it's bullshit that it's a half and half. But our wife won't eat tobacco. I can vape. That's more caramel than anything. Okay, fair enough. But like I was saying, the one issue that there is Juul, and even Juul stopped selling their flavored fucking pods. They just sell their the tobacco and menthol now. So think about that. How does that make fuck all sense? Alrighty, so yeah, Albert Rizzo, go hit him up. Here, I'm gonna put this dude's name on chat. Maybe you guys can find him. He is he's the chief medical officer for the American Lung Association. If you guys want to go let him know what's up, that's the dude's name. Maybe I can find his Twitter account at some point between right now and finishing the stream. All right, so this next article, yeah, this one, I don't know. Maybe all you folks with depression and stuff can tell me what you think of this. Association between e-cigarette use and depression in behavioral risk factors surveillance system 2016 to 2017. So basically it's seeing if vaping creates depression. And this is a survey or surveillance that they did between the 2016 and 2017, even though we are in 2019. Here's the thing. Is there any need for 50 milligram pod? No, there isn't. And there isn't. There is no need for 50 milligram pods, period. I mean, there are some people that like it, and I know some personally. But with that being said, there is absolutely no need for it. Salt nicks are being used incorrectly because that's what they put in those pods, and salt nicks are meant more the opposite direction. Again, they're meant to absorb into your system better, and they are meant to be a smoother draw. That's why you have such a high number, like a nicotine content in those, is because the only way you can get a throat hit from those is from them being that fucking harsh. First of all. Second of all, you're getting so much nicotine in your body that you shouldn't be chiefing away on the damn thing. Like, chain vaping shouldn't be a thing. But people still do it because they're creatures of habit and they just want to continue. Because I've done it before. I had like a pod system. I think it was my Zero. I had a 50 milligram juice in there, and I ended up making myself sick because I was like chain vaping away because I'm a creature of habit that just does that kind of thing. And I just kind of lost my mind, and eventually I was like, you know what, I need to stop. This is getting to be too much. It's one of those things. Like, I actually do have an article up next about the whole 50 milligram pod thing. But yeah, what is the association between electronic cigarettes use and depression? Findings in this cross-sectional study of 892,394 participants in the behavioral risk factor surveillance system from 2006 to 2017, e-cigarette users had higher odds of reporting history of clinical diagnosis depression. And here's the thing. Reporting a history of clinical diagnosis of depression compared with participants who never used e-cigarettes. In addition, increased frequencies of e-cigarette was associated with incrementally higher odds of reporting depression. Maybe they just came to fucking terms, man. What up, Dave Satek, bro? Seriously, this thing is just bitching. I'm loving it. Yeah, that guy right there, he lent it to me, and I am very thankful, very appreciative, and I will have it to you as fast as possible. I didn't even know I should have announced that, but yeah, I can't even express words. We'll say this whole thing is talking about like depression and does e-cigarettes increase your rate of depression? Personally, I think it's the opposite. I have found a community that I could actually stand with. We come from different places. We come from different backgrounds, whether it be cultural, religious, political. We all have different thoughts, but vaping brings us all together, and we all work together to help one another with either building, either DIYing e-liquids, finding where to buy certain products, all sorts of things. And that's the thing. We have all lived with depression. Exactly. Tolermac, he knows what's up. We've all have lived with depression. I had a pretty rough childhood. Elementary school years, most of my junior high years, they were fucking shit. And the emotional scars are still there. And I still remember, like, at the age of 19, I was like pretty fucking dead set on killing myself. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I'm here. But depression is a thing that, it happens due to certain life traumas and things like that, or just whatever. I mean, I have a cousin that dude's all warped in the head, and he doesn't really admit it to himself, but on the upside, he's still living life to the fullest. He just doesn't get where he's coming from. But just certain life changes really messed him up a little bit, and I don't think he's ever come to terms with that. So, I mean, a lot of this is just bull dinky. I don't even really care to like give this even a further thought. I just think I've found like the best support group ever. And I am thankful for you guys, thankful for the Ohmies, for the Wolf Bite show, and all the Stooge crew, and anybody and everybody that's ever come out of that and I've met IRL through fucking video chats, whatever. It's been a pretty insane, almost like 2 years. As of March, it'll be 2 years of knowing and getting to know people and stuff like that. So yeah. Alrighty, so this one is from Newsmax. This was posted December 3rd. Try to make sure the articles I read are a little bit relevant, or at least have just recently come out, just because what's the point of reading something that came out like a month ago with all the shit that happens? That's the one thing I love about this community is the diversity, but we all still expect everyone until yeah, pretty much. Very true, man. Very true. I know what you're talking about, Dave, and you're very right. So I don't take sides. I just am who I am. I'm me. I take my side. How about that? Okay, so this was I guess this is like a discussion that they had on November 2nd. They had let me see. It says, Mr. President, on Friday, November 2nd. Oh, okay, this is like somebody talking to him. On Friday, November 22nd, you invited a range of stakeholders to the White House meeting on vaping. Thank you for taking the time to gather as much information as possible in order to make the best possible decision to protect kids, jobs, access for adult smokers. Sir, you will potentially listen to a variety of voices and wide-ranging and sometimes heated contest of ideas. However, Mr. President, the most important information that you need to know that was not discussed was the elephant in the room, and no one told you about it. I will tell you the truth. Primary cause for the surge of underage vaping experimentation is the plague of 50 milligram or higher nicotine pods, which I want to know who the hell's selling higher than 50 milligram, but that's interesting. If you look at the numbers, underage past 30 days used increased 11% in 2018 to 28% in 2019. Flavors have been around for 12 years, so what changed in the last 2 years? The answer is a widespread distribution of high dose 50 plus milligram nicotine pods, basically crack level nicotine. And there it is. I mean, that's like it right there. There's no need for such high dosage. I think part of it is the pod systems themselves. Do I think that there is a place for them in the market? Yes. Do I think the accessibility of it being so easy? At a point in time, and you guys could go back through all my videos or the Ohmies or whatever, I was for convenience stores still selling vaping pods and stuff like that. But I've kind of come around on that idea, and I'm like, no, because as much as it helps like a current smoker see a pod system on the shelf, like an Enjoy or something, and be like interested and be like, hey, maybe I'll try that, versus they will never probably ever step foot in a vape shop on their own accord. At the same time, I feel like there should be a little bit more stricter way of selling them, and the convenience stores will never comply because they don't give a fuck. I've been in convenience stores where I've seen them just rush people the fuck out, and they don't check any IDs. I mean, even for alcohol, they haven't checked IDs. So let alone fucking cigarettes and vaping products, you know what I mean? It's also the tendiness. Exactly. That's what I was going to get to. It's the convenience of pod systems. You could hide them easier. You can put them in your pocket and none the wiser. I mean, this is seriously one of my favorite pods currently, and I have destroyed it because you fucking see it coming apart and stuff. The Wii Pod, but look how ridiculously tiny that thing is. I mean, okay, here's the Atom mod that I showed you a bit ago. That's like the size of it. Like how is that not discreet as all shit? And I like MePod. I like, their company and all the stuff they do. But the convenience of pod systems has changed the game when it comes to children doing it, when it comes to like just being able to conceal this stuff. And I feel that pods, it's one of those weird things of, I think they have their place in the market, but at the same time, they're part of the problem. They're the ones that are creating the issue. And then we want to wonder why it all happens this way. And that and limiting the nicotine, because I mean that it is one of those things that if you're not a smoker, if you really haven't had this habit and you've made it to whatever level in your life you have, why even start? It is one of those weird things of like, if you want to vape, do whatever you want. I mean, again, I believe in this is a free country. Do whatever the fuck you want, as long as you're not harming others. I don't fucking care. Even if you're harming yourself, I personally don't care. Just don't have children at that point too. But because you'll be harming them when you're harming yourself. But it's one of those weird things of like, do whatever you want, but why pick up a habit if there's no need for it? This is one of those weird things. One of those weird things. I mean, why did we pick up the habit? I mean, I know we have our reasons. For me, it was curiosity. I just wanted to try it, and I did, and it kind of stuck around for a good 13 years before I quit. So, it is what it is. Alrighty, let me hit the last article here, and we'll probably wrap it up after this article. Kind of thing. Let's see why. Why is it never said high nicotine? Because there is a couple of owners on the VTA that sell high nic, and that's the thing. I mean, I understand that they might sell high nic and things like that, but I do think nic salts are being used the wrong way, and I just went on that rant not too long ago. But also, I mean, base nicotine, the highest ever, like, in a like grand scale kind of thing it ever went was 24 milligram. Why not just cap it at 24? It's one of those weird things that just, I don't get this necessity for it, and those companies that aren't willing to just back down from the whole 50 milligram thing, they come off a little questionable in my opinion. I'm not trying to start shit. I'm not a shit starter, but it's just one of those weird things. It makes you wonder. It makes you think. All right, so this is why they be getting dry. The use of electronic, and this is just because it made me laugh. I'm sorry. I saw this on Twitter. I had to read the article, and it made me laugh, and all I can think about is rip trippers at this point. The use of electronic cigarettes cause dry eye, poor tear film quality. Electronic cigarette smokers experiencing, and this was also posted December 3rd. So yeah, it's a very recent article, and it's one of those things of like they're really reaching for shit at this point, trying to like give you reasons not to vape. But electronic cigarette smokers experiencing moderate to severe dry eye and poor tear film quality in comparison to non-smokers, according to the study performed by the National Institute of Ophthalmic Science Optometry Clinic in Malaysia. Yes. 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. But yeah, so dry eye, it's a thing again. Or it's a thing now. All I think about is the dry knuckles. Dry knuckles, man. You gotta like lotion up like motherfucker. Right here, if you guys want to read the article, it's this right here. I'm sorry, like that whole thing, like I thought somebody was knocking on the door and it threw me off. 24 milligram for consumers, and if you need higher, have it at pharmacy sell thing. Yeah, I could see that. Or I mean, shit, DIY. I don't fucking care. But yeah, here's the dry eye thing. If you guys want to check it out, it's ridiculous. It says researchers evaluate 21 electronic cigarette smokers, which again, they're not smokers, but who are male between the ages of 19 and 30 with at least 1 year of continual vaping history. A control group. That's the thing. It's like 21 people is not really a study. You're going like with 100 people were surveyed, and then I'll maybe take you seriously. But 21 people, that is not that's a blip. That's like fucking HBO's fucking talk sex on the streets. That's what that comes off as. That's not a real survey. That's not a real study. So yeah, apparently they're findings shows that electronic cigarette smokers experience moderate severe eye dryness indicated by ocular surface disease index score. There was a significant disturbance in tear film stability indicated by breakup time for non-invasive tear and fluorescein tests, both in decrease in tear film stability, likeness of dry eye. Electronic cigarette smokers show that the adverse effect of electronic cigarettes use on eyes is similar to that of tobacco cigarettes. I'll be honest, I don't remember the last time I had a dry eye because of a fucking cigarette. I've never had dry eyes because of cigarettes. I don't know about you guys, but have you ever had a dry eye because of cigarettes? That is a very weird thing. I did not know that was an actual thing. So, okay. Yeah. Thank you for joining me. It's been fun. I've been enjoying myself and all that kind of thing. But yeah, go check out Vaping with the Ohmies over at the Vaping with the Ohmies channel. There should be a link down below somewhere, if you know who that is. There should be a link down below. Wolfbite, we will be back next Wednesday at 3 p.m. here on my channel. Hopefully Mr. Tuna is back from his vacation so I can hang out with the dude and we could talk some shit. And, Mr. Frank Wolf and all that kind of thing. And if you guys weren't there for the show yesterday, we announced, or at least we did our farewell to Vape Radio. They are done as of December 11th. That'll be the last day they broadcast. So, go listen to whatever you missed if you didn't get to actually listen to them or that kind of thing. So, go check them out. I know it sucks, and it's one of those things like, I know the reasons why they're shutting down. I don't know how much I can say publicly, but it's still a really weird thing to see because I know they were like, seriously, it was a very exciting thing that they were doing, an exciting time had by all that were involved and all that kind of thing. So, all right, so there's that. If you guys are interested in juice, coils, any of the stuff I do personally, hit me up on either Instagram, which is KVTV_online, or go check me out or send me an email over to clownvapes@gmail.com because I still have that Gmail. I'm not changing it, or I'll try to change it at some point, but not yet. What else? The website's dead, so whatever. What else? I'm trying to remember if I'm missing anything. Patreon. If you guys want to help the growth of the channel, please hit me up on Patreon. I am not the greatest person at it, and I know some people I can tell you about it, but any little bit is appreciated. I try my best, but with life and all that kind of thing, it's just really rough, and I owe some people some stuff, and y'all know who you are. And I might have one of them done here soon. But yeah, thank you for joining me and all that kind of jazz. Catch you guys later on. And let me see, where is it? Where'd it go? There it is. And as always, vape on, mix on.